Hello and welcome to this video on reflections. So the main skills we're going to be looking at in this video, then we're going to be reflecting shapes using mirror lines, and then we are going to be looking at how you would describe a reflection that's taken place. So we've got a nice picture here to illustrate what a reflection is. So a shape can be reflected across a line of reflection or a line of symmetry to create an image. So we've got this line here, this mirror line, as you can see there, and that has been used to reflect the shape. So if you look at this purple triangle at the top of our image, if we look at point Q, that's 4 squares away from the mirror line, so it's going to be 4 squares away the other side. So like I said, the line of reflection is also called the mirror line, and as I've just illustrated there, every point is the same distance from the mirror line as the original shape. So that works for P as well. If we look at P, that's 3 squares away, it's going to be 3 squares away the other side, and then point R is 1 square away either side. And you will notice as well on the picture that when you draw a line between the 2 points across the mirror line, you will notice a right angle is formed when that happens. So sometimes you do have to describe reflections. So to describe a reflection, the equation of the mirror line is generally needed. Sometimes it may just be reflected in the X or Y axes, in which case you would need to state that. And we can see in this example here, triangle ABC has been reflected in the line X equals minus 1. So any vertical line going through the X axis will start with X equals, and it will be followed by a number. So if we were say over the right hand side here and it was going through this line, it would be X equals 5. This one would be X equals 2 if it was a vertical line going through that 2. Now anything that's Y equals a number would be going horizontally from left to right. So if you were going like across here, so if you were going all the way across there, that would be Y equals 1. Okay, if you were going along here, that would be Y equals 5. Okay, so in this example, you're being asked to reflect triangle A in the y-axis. So our y-axis is this line here. So it's always easiest, I think, to do 1 point at a time, so 1 corner at a time. So if we start with this one, that's 2 squares away from your y-axis. So it's going to be 2 squares away on the other side. Same with this point here. Now this point is 4 squares away, so we're 4 squares away from there, so we're going to be 4 squares away the other side. Then once you've got all your points, you just got to draw your shape and join them together. But I would say, if you're not so confident with this, do 1 point at a time. That will make it a lot easier for yourself. Okay, so on this next one then, we're being asked to reflect shape B in the line y equals 3. So what we'll need to do on this one is to draw our equation line. So we're looking at 3 on the y-axis. So as I said before, any line that's y equals a number will be a horizontal line from left to right. So if we draw that in, now we need to start looking at our actual shape. So if we start with this point here, this is only 1 square away from the reflection line, from the mirror line, so it's going to be 1 square away the other side. Same with this one, and then this one here is 4 squares away, so it's got to be 4 squares away on the other side of the reflection line. So if we join that all up, we will have our new shape. Okay, so if we have a look at this one then, this time we're being asked to reflect shape A in the line x equals minus 1. So as I said before, anything that's x equals a number will be a vertical line going through that number on the x-axis. So this line here is x equals -1. If you were to look at your coordinates all the way along this line, every single x coordinate would be -1. So we've got -1, 1, -1, 2, -1, 3, and so on. So that's a good way of checking, is to consider your coordinates. Now we've got the equation line, we've got to have a look at our shape. So if we start with this point here, that's 2 squares away from the reflection line. So we're going to do 2 squares away the other side. This one here is 4 squares away, so it's going to be 4 squares away the other side. And then this one down here is only 1 square away, so it's going to be 1 square away the other side. This one here is 3 squares away, so it's going to be 3 squares away the other side. Now we've just got to join our corners together, our points together on the shape. And there we go. Okay, so you may be asked to sometimes describe a reflection. So the way to identify a reflection is that, first of all, the shape is going to look slightly different. It's not going to have increased in size, so we can rule out an enlargement straight away and a translation. And you can, if you want to clarify that it's not a rotation, you can trace the shape and rotate it around, and you'll see that it's not a rotation. So you can rule out the other ones. But when we describe a reflection, we've got to write down reflection, and we've got to write down where the mirror line is, essentially. So if we look on this one, we can join up some of the points if you like. So we've got one there, we've got that one there, and we can see that there's 2 squares there, 2 squares there. So the halfway point is this x-axis. So we would just write down reflection in the x-axis for this particular one. Okay, our final description then. Again, we've got this reflection here. So we can perhaps look at these 2 corners here. We draw a little line between them. And we can see it once again, same as the previous example, really. We've got 4 squares in between those 2 points. So 2 squares across is going to be the halfway point. So that's here. We can then see that that's the mirror line just here. So we can draw that in. And you will see it goes through the 1 on the x-axis. Okay, so that means the reflection line, so we will write down reflection in the line x equals 1.